You don't have anything to say about the alien penis?
I don't think it was Hi, everybody.
Yes, welcome back to Babble On. Oh gosh, I decided where I'm going to cut the video where we
Yeah, I knew.
started.
Yep.
We are Babble On. We are a podcast that is watching and reacting and discussing episodes of Babylon 5. We just watched the episode The Quality of Mercy, Season 1, episode 21, I believe.
We didn't realize we were talking about the alien penis during the title.
We really did.
A pound of flesh is right. Am I right?
Oh my God. I'm Jenny. I'm a big
Look like
fan
more
of
than a
this
pound
show.
to me. I'm just putting that out there. I'm no mathematician. I'm no professional measurer.
We're not even a minute in.
It was the dawn of the streaming age. 4 friends, bound by a shared love of stories, embark on a journey to a legendary space station. 2 veterans of the ancient television wars, revisiting a familiar battlefield. 2 newcomers, eager to explore its mysteries and unravel its secrets. Their mission? To boldly go where many have gone before. This is the story of Babble On. The year is 2025. The place, wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Jenny.
YouTube
I'm a fan
is
of
a
this show.
shambles.
I've watched it multiple times. Let's go around.
I'm Jenn. I watched the show a long time ago. I'm a screenwriter. I love the show, but I forgot a lot of things from season 1, including this episode.
Yeah? Okay.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm a production designer. I haven't been here for a little bit. Allie, zip and fasten. That is, I'm on your team.
Okay.
You
You're on my
guys
team.
are both wrong. It's too bad.
No, I understand that they're tentacles, but like this is our equivalent. It's their reproductive organs. Yes?
Mhm.
That's what we landed. Otherwise, why would we whisper?
Hi, I'm Gus. How are you all doing? I'm an actor. I'm new here. This is my first time.
It's like on
watching this.
Avatar where they like put the
Yeah.
tentacles together.
I don't think it's his. Okay.
It's his
Allie?
dick, Gus. Why else would they whisper?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else would it be?
So he's got 8
if
tentacles.
it's not the dick, it's the butthole.
He's got 8
There's the
octo
only
dicks.
two things you'd
Introduce
whisper
yourself.
about.
Who are you? Why are you talking about
I'm
penis? Who are
Allie.
you?
I'm Allie. I am a screenwriter and an actor. I also know a lot about alien anatomy. I'm an alien anatomy expert, actually. Wait, if we met an alien species, like, let's place a bet. How long before somebody asked the alien species how they do it?
7 minutes.
Like,
Oh,
I mean,
less
truly.
than that, my
It
lord.
depends
all of
on
us would go-
circumstances
all of
how
us would
they
be like-
meet. It really depends on how they meet.
That's
True.
That is very true.
But
There's-
yeah. So,
There's so much to talk about in this episode.
oh, and I'm a first time watcher of Babylon 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I have a
I've seen
feeling
that
we're
penis
gonna-
for the first time. And I was immediately
I
like,
mean-
is that his penis? Like, immediately.
You
I
do
was like,
remember at the beginning of the episode when he was really mad at the guy on the Zoom call, and he went, "Touch this," and he gestured
Yeah.
towards his
it's
torso.
only his
It's his
dick.
penis.
It's his
Yeah.
dick,
Okay.
Gus.
He's got 8.
Jesus.
But he's got 8 of them.
You're
He's
making
got
me out
six-
to be a pervert.
He's got 6
He's
tentacles.
got
Well,
six,
this makes
so
more
yeah,
sense
you
when they have multiple
specified.
wives now. They have the ability.
6 tentadicks. Okay, good.
This makes sense when they have multiple wives now. They have
Is it
the
a
ability.
tentadick or is it a dick
Okay,
dicticle?
I am gonna look.
Well,
There is somebody actually asked JMS this when the show came out, so if I can just find the
Wait,
word that he
a
used.
testicle.
I think
Get it?
Do you have it?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
wait,
I got
I-
it here.
Okay,
It's tentiscularites. Tentiscularites?
What?
Am I reading this word right?
I think so.
I need it to be a cuter portmanteau.
Tentiscular, right?
I believe that is how I would read that word. It is a very
right.
weird
I-
word.
I need it to be a cuter portmanteau
It's a
than that.
it's a dicticle. We're gonna call it
It's a
dicticle.
dicticle?
Okay.
Listen,
Or a tentadick. Either way, I think dicticle is
I'm
better.
sorry. Who was made out to be a pervert and is actually right?
It was you.
It was me.
You
It
playing
was
cards
me.
with us.
By me.
I love. Wait.
Playing
I
cards with
have to go back.
I was like, dang, that seems very like something you would do where you'd like grab your crotch and be like, touch this. And
Hugs
Touch
must be
this.
really awkward for them.
Right? Maybe that's
Yeah.
why they wear like such a brocaded heavy suit.
Oh, that explains
heavy
a lot.
costume.
Maybe.
It's like,
Oh.
but I have to
Fucking
say, I love
thing.
that JMS when he answered the question of what are Londo's appendages called, and he said tentacularites. He wrote it with a question mark after it, so he was making that shit up on the fly.
100%.
he's like, I don't
you know.
fucking know. He's like, I didn't stop and think really hard about what we're going to call the tentacle penises.
Okay, but wait a minute. That thing reached all the way under the table
Mhm.
over to the other
That's
side.
why I said it was more than a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
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 If
This
he's got
is a
six
very
of them,
Maybe-
lore heavy episode when you're
It's like a
considering the
duck.
Londo Baldy works.
Oh,
Maybe it's like a duck. You know how they have like the corkscrews and stuff?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Any
oh
shape,
my
really.
God.
okay, wait.
Yeah.
I have to keep going. We're a
Oh
minute
my
in,
God.
right? I can do this.
Are you? Yes.
Yes,
All right.
on the
I know
Lurker's Guide.
exactly what
What
you're
are you
about to
doing?
read.
You know where I'm going. So
Yeah.
Oh,
the next question after the next question. Wait, how did I just lose it? Okay, the next question is: are Londo's appendages in addition to or instead of human type appendages? And the answer is that would be instead of, not addition to. So he does not have a human-esque. Okay, guys, hang in there. Then
I was right.
Oh my
I
God.
was
Yes.
right. I
As-
was.
And he says, as for the tentacles, well, there's no rules about showing tentacles on TV. I think they didn't even want to deal with it. There are some moments where they pretend they didn't see it, and I pretend I didn't write it. And then Centauri males have 6.
Mhm.
And then Centauri females, by the way, have 6 narrow. Oh, I'm not even going to go.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm
Yeah.
not going there. But I will. There's one more.
Why they
thing,
got to
which
be
is-
narrow?
Can you put it in the Never mind.
You saw the shape of the tentacle. It's
Yeah, Al.
Yes, and then it says, which of the 6 do they use for urination? And then he says that assumes they urinate out of the same organs that they use for sex. Ain't necessarily the case.
That's you know
skipped
what?
over
Maybe they
my
got a
favorite
cloaca.
part, though. You skipped over my favorite part. He says,
Okay, wait,
the
what-
awful
what's
thing
that?
is
Could
that
possibly
What's
be
that,
that.
Jenny?
Okay, that's
the,
you, Jenny.
the
You get to
awful
go.
thing is that 2 women in props who are having far too much fun with this kept bringing me the tentacle to verify the shape, size, consistency. Do we see veins or not? They just kept bringing him various sticks, being like, "Is this stick okay? Is this stick okay?" He had to-
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Oh my God. They put a water jug on it.
Yeah, they stopped.
He
it with-
whipped it out at the poker table
Mm.
to
Well, now
cheat at poker.
and apparently it's adhesive.
Why is
or
it sticky?
suctioning.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
is it
it's suctioning.
sticky?
Prehensile, at least.
Yeah, I mean, dolphins have a
prehensile,
prehensile
yeah.
penis. It's not that
That's true.
unusual in the
So do
animal world.
elephants.
I was
But
going to say, so do
still.
elephants, so
And
do a
both
lot of
notoriously
animals.
cheaters
Yeah,
at poker.
yeah.
Okay, this is my favorite episode. Because what the fuck?
My word.
Oh my god. You know, there's so many things that happen in this episode.
Yeah.
It's all been
I will
overshadowed
only
by Londo's
focus on the dick.
tentadicks.
Yeah, I'm only on the dick thing, and that's probably going to be the crux of this. Is
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm.
Okay.
I mean, things really
have to
came to a
exhaust the
head
dick.
when that happened.
Oh,
You know.
God.
Hey, that is called low hanging fruit in the writer's world, and
Hey.
Uh-huh.
if you don't like
Hey.
it, someone will.
Oh my god.
You know, but it was really nice of Lanier not to drop the ball on how he solved the problem.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay. Oh my god.
They really could have shafted that whole plot line.
I'm still stuck on. You know what? I'm not going to think about it too hard. I'm not going to think about it too hard. I don't think I want to think about it too hard.
No,
Nah.
no.
I'm not gonna dwell on
The
this.
lesbian made a penis joke.
Look at you. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're laying enough pipe for
Right.
for the
There we
rest
go. Bingo.
of the season's arcs.
Yes.
Sorry.
You said that six small, and then you stopped talking. But unfortunately, by leaving it unsaid, you made it worse for me
Yeah, I
because
did.
now I'm imagining what the
Yeah, I
rest of the
did.
sentence is. You don't have to
Yeah,
say
I
it.
did.
Gus, we know what the rest of that
Slots on
sentence is.
their
I
back.
need you to grow up.
Yeah, it's
They have
slots on their
their
back.
back, 3 on either side of their spine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like
okay.
like a pincer situation.
Like a tentacle hug. It's a tentacle hug.
Yeah, like a pincer tentacle hug
Yeah.
situation.
That's a lot. Okay.
Gus, please, it's just alien anatomy. I need you to grow up.
It's making me think of like a dead spider. You know how they like curl up
Yeah,
when they die?
Yeah.
What's not
That's
sexy
not
about that?
sexy to you?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Ian. We've been a much needed presence here. I've been alone. I've been on an island.
you're kind of crushing my.
No.
I'm happy
I'm
to
sorry.
be
I'm
here.
just very sore.
Damn, now I'm trying to make more penis jokes.
I
Hold on.
bet
Okay.
you know what?
We could move on from
Might
the
be a
penis.
stretch.
We, don't
We
have
could.
to-
We could.
Yes.
We could. We
You
could.
know,
We could talk
I
about
could.
June Lockhart.
I'm definitely
We could
gonna
talk
have more.
about that.
Tain't seen nothing yet. You know.
June Lockhart,
June Lockhart.
Lassie's mom,
Mhm.
It's
Mrs.
so-
Sadly, she was lost in space at the end of the episode.
She was lost in space.
She was.
Sorry.
But not before trying to secure those grandchildren like a real mom.
Wait. Speaking of, yeah.
Wait, but I did recognize Jane Lockhart, by the way.
June Lockhart. Mm-hmm.
June Lockhart, yeah.
June Lockhart? Fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we
Moving
know
on.
who Mueller was?
Yes.
Because I've
His name
for
was
sure seen him.
Carl. His name is. He's been in literally
He's the
everything. His
alien.
not Carl.
I knew it. What has he been in?
His name
Wait,
is
what's
Mark
his name?
Ralston.
Wait, you can't look
Wait,
it up?
Wait, you're asking for
Oh, wait,
the
he's
dead.
Oh, what if he
Yeah.
comes back?
He's dead.
He might come back.
The guy who
I believe in him.
Aliens.
Yeah, the guy
He's
who was
Drake,
the
an
criminal,
alien.
right?
Oh, aliens.
Yes,
Wait,
he's
go
in
back
Aliens. He's in Saw. He's in The Departed. He's in everything. He's
Shawshank.
been in every television. He was in Shawshank.
I
That was
knew
the
it.
first one I
Shawshank,
saw.
oh my
Rush
gosh,
Hour.
yes.
Dude, this
Yeah.
guy has an incredible career.
Yeah.
Star Trek Enterprise, Castle,
Wow.
NCIS.
Honestly?
He's been in everything.
Wow.
You've seen him a thousand
Next
times.
Generation. He was in Eye of the Beholder.
You know who he reminded me of a little bit?
Which one is that?
Mark from Class.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like career to study.
Oh,
kinda deal.
he's in the. We've talked about this one. He's in the one where
Who is this?
he's in the Next Gen episode where Deanna Troy almost throws herself into a warp nacelle.
Oh, yeah, right. He is
You
in
haven't
that
seen that
episode.
one yet.
Go
Yeah,
back.
he is in that
Go back to
episode.
his
I'm
page.
going back. I'm sorry. I got excited.
Oh, his name
because
is also
I
Mark.
recognized that guy. Yeah, Mark.
He does
Rolson.
voiceover too.
A lot.
Very
Of course he does.
cool.
Oh, he was
Men
an
in Black
alias.
series.
He had a good
He was
voice,
in-
though,
Wow.
yeah.
24? Of course he was.
was
You know
in-
what? Here's the thing. There are some people that make incredible careers off of playing guys that are just like kind of creepy and off-putting. And this is that guy.
Yeah.
He look how much he's worked. Ahsoka. Wow.
He was in Nash Bridges. You know who else was in Nash Bridges?
Who else?
Ooh. You were in Nash
Yeah.
Bridges?
You were?
I was.
You were in Nash Bridges?
Yes, I was.
Oh my god.
I've never
You're
seen
so
an episode
cool,
of that
stop.
show, but that's so amazing.
I mean, I was in one
You're
episode.
so cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
Oh,
one
I'm-
episode.
Oh.
Then it doesn't count.
I was in one episode, and then I ended up on the cutting room floor. I had a giant party. I had everybody come over to hang out
How was
and watch.
that?
Yeah, I've told you that story. And I had everybody come over to watch the show, and then of course it aired 3 hours earlier in Michigan. So my family and my best friends in Michigan all watched it, and then my mom called me and she was like, maybe they'll move you to next week. Like maybe they'll continue the storyline into next week. It was
They
so
should
sweet.
be obligated to tell you when they cut
I
you
know.
from an episode. They really should.
It doesn't matter because I still get residual checks.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean
You
for
know,
$1.25 like every other year, but you know,
So
I'll take it.
Speaking of
a win is a win.
being on one episode of something, I was on one episode of Chicago PD, which actually surprisingly relevant to some of the content of
Oh,
this
yes,
episode.
it would be. Oh my God, it's actually relevant to the conversation.
Believe it or not, is directly relevant to the conversation we were having 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I don't need to tell you guys any more than that.
I
You
have
can
to see
find
this
it for your
episode now.
own. It's season 4, episode 17. It's called You Wish.
I love it.
I think
love
it's
it.
I
season
tell
4,
you more
episode
about
17.
it?
You can, or we can make the people go watch it.
Go watch it because we want that residual check. But do we get residual
I don't
checks?
get
for that?
residuals for that.
I
Oh,
didn't
it's
think
not 417.
One of the Chicago shows.
Season 4, episode 11 of Chicago PD. I'm the villain. I'm the dead guy of the week, but I'm alive for part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the dead guy. Can I share my version of the story?
You could, or we could do it off mic.
No. It's a great story. So my
we
version.
do have 2 episodes to get through tonight.
Hold
This
on.
is true.
So I think it might be more
I'll
fun
tell
to
it
keep the
fast.
people in suspense.
I'll tell it fast. So here's my version of
All right,
events,
we
and then
can
go watch the episode. So my version of events is that Gus comes home and he's like, I got cast on Chicago PD. And I
This
was
is
like,
not how
that's
it
so
happened, but
amazing.
it's a
And
better
in
story.
my mind, what happened is we disagree on the version of events, but this is how I remember it. And my version is funnier. So we're going with mine. So in my memory, he is a big rule follower, which is true of you. And he was like, I can't tell you how I die because of the NDA. Like, I can't tell you anything about the episode because of the NDA. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to throw like a big party for you. And I'm telling like all of my relatives to watch it and la da da da. And Gus was like, you really don't have to do that. And I was like, of course I do. It's your TV debut.
Right.
So fast forward to the night of the show, they like come out. Gus is dead under a blanket, right?
In an alleyway.
which he actually had to lie in, which is hard,
It was
in
gross.
Chicago. It's gross, downtown Chicago. And he had to, like, they paid him extra for him to actually lie on the ground. Because they were initially going to put him
That
on
worked.
cardboard. And then they were like, actually, it looks really bad in the shot. Will you just, if we pay you extra, lie on the ground? And he was like,
Behind
fine.
a dumpster in an alley in Chicago. Notably, and this will be relevant in a second, not wearing pants. Or underwear.
And they throw back the blanket and they go, his penis was severed. And everyone in this watch party goes ballistic. And my phone just is next to me. And I'll never forget this. Just goes, voo, 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 voo. And it's my whole family being like, sorry about Gus's penis. And every now and then there will be somebody doing like a binge watch of Chicago PD. Like this happened a lot during COVID. People were like binge watching Chicago PD and they will send me a picture of Gus on a slab and be like, is that Gus? And I'll be like, yeah, it's Gus. And without fail, they will respond, sorry about his penis. Without fail. It happens every time. And the best thing about it is they're like, he's a serial rapist. His own mother has a restraining order against him. And it's friggin' Gus. Like,
I know. Yeah. Yes.
It was the best. It was the best.
It was fun because I was backstage. I'll stop talking about this. We'll talk about Babble On 5 in a second.
This is relevant.
Yeah.
Because his penis really.
I was backstage and I was talking to somebody said, oh, you know,
Backstage.
what are you? Yeah, I was offset, whatever. They're like, what are you here for? I'm like, I'm the guy. And they're like, you? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you're the guy playing the like serial murderer rapist. I'm like, yeah, I don't talk much. It's fine. It's fine. They were very confused.
Yeah. Well, he mean mugs and he looks scary in the mugshot.
And they went, oh, okay.
Yeah. He looks scary in the mugshot.
Anyway, this is a great episode. Really good. Really good episode.
I'm
Was
realizing
dying.
we usually start off with me telling you who wrote it, and I did not.
Oh, who wrote it?
This
We got
one was
distracted by the
written-
penis thing.
Yes, the penis was very distracting as
They went off a rail.
Yes.
The tentacular or whatever.
It was written by JMS, and this is
Of course it was.
Yes, one of his favorite episodes that he wrote because he wrote what do you call it? The one
We all know why.
No, that's not why. Although I'm sure that is part of it. But
Okay.
he wrote a voice from the wilderness while like having a huge fever.
Sick, yeah.
This was another episode that he wrote during that fever, but he has no memory of writing it. So it's one of his favorites because, like, when he went to read it later, he was like,
"Oh my god,
I have no memory of writing this at all.
I have no memory of writing penis poker.
6 of them, really? 6 of them? Okay,
Yeah, pretty
6
much.
dicks.
So,
this is something you would come up with in a fever.
That is
dream.
what you would come up with in a fever. Yeah, that's like that's either drugs or fever.
mhm.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
We don't talk enough about penises in space.
Well, hold on though. Yeah. The penis of it all is very entertaining. The penis of it all is the funniest thing, and the penis of it all is what's going to stick with me. And how many times can I say the penis of it all? But there's a lot of other stuff that I think is pretty important.
Yes, 5 more penises.
Yeah, 5 of them. But Babble On 5 more penises.
This time, even peniser.
Even yep. Yeah, I can't eat yeah. So weirdly, the thing that I find most interesting about this episode is something that didn't actually really come up very much or end up being relevant like at all.
Okay.
Which is that you can brainwipe somebody and implant a fake personality into their head and make them think they're somebody else.
Okay.
Because
space lobotomy.
Because I know that is just something that you don't introduce that into a serialized show and then go, oh, we didn't have to do that without having a very good reason, I think, with JMS
You're right.
being JMS.
JMS. Okay, that's interesting.
Because like,
Well,
I feel like that has huge ramifications.
it has massive. What is the word? It has massive.
Potential?
No, well, yes.
Ramifications?
Yes, but I'm thinking about something with ramifications. It has moral ramifications,
Well, moral, but I'm also like,
ethical ramifications.
that too, but I if you can do it as a punishment punitively, it suggests that I don't know how to word exactly what I'm thinking here, but like, how do you know anybody is who they think they are? I guess.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, because
yeah.
we got Jeff missing an hour of his life,
Whoa.
right? That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Is I'm like, if you can,
We're all fake.
well, what I'm saying is, if you can just basically snap somebody into being another personality,
Yeah.
and they have a full set of memories, like it's very Shutter Island, right?
Right. Okay.
There's another fucking, I can't think of the other
Yeah,
piece of
there
sci-fi
is.
fantasy media property that has this, where it's like anybody could have a Blade Runner,
I feel
kind
like
of.
Blade Runner. I was going to say
Yeah,
Blade
it's Blade
Runner.
Runner.
Yeah.
It's Blade Runner. It's like you could be a replicant, essentially.
Yes, and
You
have
might not be who you
memories.
think you
The
are.
Cylons.
No, not the
You
Cylon.
could be a Cylon,
That too, actually. Yeah.
and you not
Right,
know.
Yeah,
that
Babylon
is
5
true.
Sleeper Cylons.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really come up very much in the context of the episode, apart from being something that they ominously talked about, and then something that didn't come to fruition.
Yeah, it
And the
did end
fact
up
that
happening.
it didn't come to fruition, like, if we had played that out all the way and he'd gotten mind wiped, it would have been one thing. But we introduced the concept that you can void somebody's memories and implant a personality into their head, and then we walked away from that.
Right.
So it's still there.
Yeah.
And considering now we
from-
know that JMS was like literally in a fever when he wrote it, that
Yes,
makes me
it's
worse
true.
too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was just like, oh, write that. Nothing to do.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's important.
that's got
Well,
some good
he-
shit in there.
He talked in the like the JMS Speak section of the Lurker's Guide about one of the impetuses for this episode. So he must have had a plan for it. Was answering a question that everybody had after the pilot, which was, why didn't Lita just scan Sinclair to see if he had murdered Kosh?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
it's
well,
not.
We have to make a law about that. So like this was
Yeah.
a way to flesh that out. Of no, there's a
Yeah.
law. You can't just
It's inadmissible.
It's not
Yeah.
due process.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because if you just walk into somebody, it's illegal search and seizure,
Yeah.
basically. That's not the right term, but it's,
It's
not
something
having
like
a search
that.
warrant.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Inadmissible.
And, over the course of this season, you've learned things about Earth, and you've had characters like Bester come in, and it's not painting a very pretty picture of the future as compared, again, to like at least a Star Trek kind of situation.
Right.
We still have orphans, we still have taxes, we still have medical expenses you have to pay for. We have a version of the death penalty, but it's not. It almost, they're saying like it's too expensive to do the death penalty, so why don't we do a mind wipe instead? And I don't know. It's just sort of there's an
feel like
aspirational future to this show, but there's also a sinister future.
Yeah.
It's not like all lollipops.
Yeah, like I've said, I'm like, I would like to think we have sorted this out by now.
Well, sinister and cynical to an extent.
Mhm.
I mean, but also not unrealistic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, we understand that it's a realistic.
No, I'm not. I'm just. I like that because I'm so used to my science fiction being mostly optimistic,
Yeah.
or that
Yeah.
like at least a lot of the people in charge are pretty. Like Expanse is not optimistic by any means, but it ends up being pretty positive direction. Pretty, like it's still humans fighting, but stuff's also pretty cool for a lot of people.
Humans will never stop fighting. Am I right?
Whereas I like that this one kind of feels like just a normal city drama in space with tentacle dicks. You know?
Can't forget about the tentacle dicks. at all.
Listen, the hentai of it all is really
The hentai
really
of it all.
intense.
There's a lot of the hentai at a time that I don't know if it was pre-hentai, as I'm not well versed in the history of hentai, the
94.
hentai history,
I don't
if
know.
we will.
I have no idea.
I'm not well versed in that. I'm gonna be. Imagine if I were. Like, I'm like, actually, okay. Hentai came out in 1997.
Okay,
And
but no, to be quite
and everyone's
honest,
like, why do you know so much about hentai?
I've seen Japanese art from like the 1400s that is
Yeah.
hentai. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, okay, so it's not pre-hentai then.
no,
But I'm just saying that's a lot.
You're saying
Yeah.
that JMS is a trailblazer, right?
right. That's what we're
Absolutely.
saying.
Certainly in Western cinema.
True.
Yes. Yes.
We have to
He
give it
brought hentai
perspective.
to America.
Oh, no.
Is he appropriating the tentacles?
Was
Oh
a
my
cultural
God.
appropriation.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This
Okay.
yeah.
Back to the mind wipe thing. I always
Yes.
find it very. It's a way of hiding what you're doing from people. Like it's kind of it is basically the death penalty because you're taking away a person's essence, but
Yeah.
it's doing it in a way that society doesn't have to see the body, like so they can feel better about the fact that no, we're not killing them, except we
Right.
are,
We're
but
just
not.
changing them.
Like,
We're just changing everything about them.
Well, and
Yeah.
JMS also mentions that if someone is given the death penalty, and there's
the other thing,
nothing they can
yes.
do to right it. There's nothing they can do to give back to society or to give back to the group of people that they have
That's real.
wronged. And so part of what they said was his mind will be wiped, and he will spend the rest of his life in service of the community that he has affected. And
There was part of me that was like,
interesting.
well,
The other thing he mentions, like if 5 years
but the
later
moral
you find
implications
out-
are.
Yeah, but if 5 years later you find out the person's innocent after they've been killed, you can't do
Right.
anything. Whereas in this case, you have somebody do a baseline scan, so potentially, I guess the
Oh,
theory
you could
is
rebuild.
They could
maybe.
put those
Well,
back in.
and theoretically,
Yeah.
doing the baseline scan, maybe you could see whether or not they're innocent.
It's inadmissible though.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the
Well,
other thing
okay,
is
but if it was like a really bad one, if you were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're like, there's really nothing in here, you think they wouldn't be like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe it is
If
a
it proves
safety
their
check. Maybe it's a
innocence-
safety check. Yeah.
hmm
I mean, they're calling
I
it a
thought of
baseline, but go ahead, guys. Sorry.
I thought of another one. Total Recall. It's
oh,
also Total Recall.
okay, but also, I don't remember.
I really like the idea. It's fucked up. It's really
fucked
bleak,
up and-
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
but it's really
like she
interesting.
said, it's like doing what's right versus what's necessary. Like sometimes, you know,
Mhm. Yeah,
sometimes
it's,
the decisions all kind of suck.
yeah.
I don't know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess it's better than the death penalty, kind of. But like, where does it stop? Like, at what point? How severe does the crime have to be?
Murder. it
Like,
sounded
if you don't put the carts back at the grocery store, like, do we fundamentally change that person?
I feel like it's limited to murder and things.
I'm
like
just
that.
saying
I
that
love
if
that.
you don't put the carts back at the grocery store, we should be entitled to change you fundamentally.
Yeah, you don't have to wipe their whole identity. You just have
Just
to
that
put
part.
the cart back-ishness
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
them.
just
Yeah.
the part of them that causes
Yeah.
and they'll probably be a serial killer anyway. because-
if they're not putting the
You don't
carts
put
back.
the carts back.
They're either shockingly ignorant, which happens,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or in which case, then just telling them, hey, in a polite society, we put the cart back, and then they'll go, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And then they'll put it back. And in that case, they're just ignorant, because never assume malice where ignorance can be explained. That can be a thing.
Mhm.
But then if they don't put the cart back after that, they're probably a serial killer. So we have to fix them.
Question for the writers.
Mhm.
Yes.
Do you find, so I would posit a theory in this.
Please.
And what I'm asking for is refuting or a case where you found yourself doing the same thing or something similar. He's laying down the moral groundwork that he doesn't believe in the death penalty,
Mhm.
sort of.
Mhm.
He's definitely
And-
laying that pipe.
Yep.
Yes.
But he doesn't seem happy with the mind wipe.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
at the end, he's writing fantasy. His fantasy is this machine where
Mhm.
June Lockhart gets to live until she's 100 in 2025.
Mhm.
And hopefully 120. June just keep on powering. And the bad guy gets his life taken away. So it's like a life for a life kind of thing rather than a straight death penalty. Is that what's happening? Is he writing, is that the actual fantasy that he's writing? And he's
I don't-
sort of checking off all the other versions. And do you recognize that in sort of the pattern making of the script?
Mm.
I think he's not happy with that as a solution either. And here's my evidence for that is the doctor isn't. She says it's not right. It was necessary.
Right.
And I think it's this thing of like, which I find refreshing. I think that a lot of the time, and I've seen this a lot, that when people get in prison and stuff, people are like, oh yeah, they'll get theirs in prison, like things like that, where they're like looking at this stuff as like retribution, and it's like a rallying thing. And that always disturbs me because I'm like, there's something icky about that. There's just something inherently icky about that. The like idea that like somebody getting the death penalty or being killed in prison or like having, you know, whatever it is like justice. And I'm like, I mean, ideally in a perfect world, right? We never have to deal with like crimes bad enough to warrant the death penalty, but we don't live in that kind of world necessarily. I mean, I'm not pro death penalty by any means, but like there's not a lot of great solutions to that problem. Do you know what I mean? There's not a lot of great solutions to the problem that some people suck real bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I think it's this thing of like, he's kind of exploring that a little bit where it's like, I mean, that did create kind of a nice outcome, much like the nicer outcome of like, okay, the doctor got to live, the nicer outcome of like, okay, they get to be in service to the community after being lobotomized. But at the end of the day, we're still taking the part of justice, the justice system, meting justice for taking a life by taking a life, which like makes no sense if you really think about it.
I will just pull another quote from, do you have it there?
I do, but if you got it, great.
I've got it here. Yeah, it's a quote from the notes. It says, a lot of our episodes are constructed to work as mirrors. You see what you put into it. Believers has been interpreted as pro-religion, anti-religion, and religion neutral. Quality has been interpreted, as you note, as pro-capital punishment and anti-capital punishment. We do, as you say, prefer to leave the decision on what things mean to the viewer to hash out. A good story should provoke discussion, debate, and argument, and the occasional bar fight.
Yes. And that is the thing. I mean, JMS has really been enjoying giving people something to talk about at the end of an episode. Like that is, I think he even said something like, that's what I'm setting out to do, is like, I want you to have a conversation after an episode. I want this to bring up debate and but also going back to the title, and the quality of mercy is not strained. Go ahead, Ellie.
I was just going to say, which kind of ideally is what art should do.
Right.
You know, good art doesn't tell you what to think. It makes you think.
Yeah. It makes you question yourself and question why something doesn't sit right. Like, why does it not feel right? And so going back to quality of mercy and the Shakespearean line, and like, that is like, that comes from Portia's speech at the end of Merchant of Venice, when she's, you know, like this whole thing is like, Shylock is a shitty dude, but he shouldn't really be. I mean, that's the way he's portrayed, is like, you know, but he kind of gets set up, and he also, like, you know, shouldn't be asked to give a pound of flesh. That is, and, you know, like, how do you value what someone has to give up as a punishment for something that they've done, and a life for a life, an eye for an eye, whatever that means. And so all of that question of what it is, I think I loved June Lockhart's line at the end. I love Dr. Rose's line when she said it you know, it was a necessity, and it's a really beautiful conundrum for a doctor to be, you know, she didn't necessarily purposely she didn't set out to take his life, and we didn't know there was a reverse button, but there was the whole setup. I thought this was interesting, and from a story standpoint too, I'm questioning this choice. You could have written it that no one had ever used it that way, that it was a healing machine, that doctors who are willing to give up of themselves use this to help heal people, and that now we've seen that it can be used for justice. Is the government going to take it and turn this into a darker, sinister thing? But he didn't play it that way. He actually set it up that in the alien culture where she got it, that's what it was used for. You know, like, to go back to Wheel of Time for all of us who watch
A
Wheel
little
of
disturbing
Time.
that the government did take it to study it further, though.
Of course they did. Of course
I don't
they
trust
did.
the government.
Right? But the binding, like,
And I
there's the
stand
whole-
by that.
Yes, but there's the whole idea in Wheel of Time of being bound by magic, like you get bound if you've committed a crime to not be able to commit it again. So there is a level of sort of the alien magic of the side of this, of like, is that a better use to take that person's essence and allow other people to live with it and slowly siphon away their life? I don't know that that's necessarily any more just than wiping their brain or just straight up death penalty.
It is literally using the rest of his life to serve his community.
Yes.
Yeah, quite
but in a much more destructive way.
It's a little sinister.
Little rough.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's so...
Here's what I don't like about it. Here's what I don't like about the death penalty. And y'all can come for me in the comments if you want to. Here's what I don't like about it. It turns us into the murderers, right? Like we objectively, we all say murder's wrong. I mean, granted, sometimes we're like, okay, why? You know, like there's some wiggle room in there because sometimes, you know, self-defense is a thing, that kind of thing. But like, in going like we're all going to sign off as a culture on killing people, and like always the argument against the death penalty is like, well, what if they're innocent? And I'm like, well, why does that matter? Like regardless of the innocent thing, which is a whole thing in itself, because like people get incarcerated falsely all the time, right? My cousin is a public defender, but like never talk to the cops anyway. So never. Anyway, so never. Ask for a warrant. Anyway, so I don't know what other countries are like, but in America. Okay, so I had to do that for a second. Okay.
Okay.
But my thing is that then it makes us all complicit in the murder of a person. And I don't like that. I never signed off on that.
I'm usually reading some book from the Malazan series because there's a lot of them and I've been reading them for 4 years. I don't know, 5 years. And the one that I'm reading right now, I read a chapter like 2 days ago where there's an army and they have decided to wage war on essentially forest dwellers. And the forest dwellers end up kind of teaming up with a guy who defected from that army. And the army is like, yeah, we're going to we're going to stomp them. And it turns out they do not stomp them, and that the forest dwellers simply lay waste to the invading army. Killing people, you know, tracking down the people who are running and stabbing them and killing them too. And there's one member of the army who, after the battle, is like, this is great, we won. And the guy who was originally leader of the forest people is like, we have not won anything. We are all much worse off than we were before. She's like, well, there's like 20 people from the army of like 300 escaped. And he's like, yeah, I don't feel good about that.
No,
I don't feel good about this at all.
It's the
He
Elias
lost his
Machera,
life is
like,
a sad thing.
Yeah,
like
it's the
the
Elias
whole
Machera thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
from
it
Wheel of
should be
Time again.
thing.
The axe like cuts the tree, but then the axe is damaged as well. Like that's
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing.
I believe the way I put it in my Discord channel talking about the book was so-and-so is going Aram mode. This is mild spoilers, but I'm going to keep it vague. So-and-so is going Aram mode and so-and-so is parenting all over the place.
yeah.
Here's the other thing about it is it's kind of like teaching when you're like teaching a kid not to hit their sibling and you do it by spanking them.
Right.
It's like, so I'm
Don't
going
do
to teach you emotional regulation by hitting you.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to teach you not to hit by hitting you. Like that makes no sense.
I think
logically.
I think I'm not exactly in favor of the death penalty myself, but I think part of the argument is not we should show him who's boss and kill him, but rather this person will only ever be detrimental to society. But then again, that still turns society into we're passing judgment and removing you from life itself.
We also can't know that. There are lots of murderers that turn their fucking life around.
I'm just saying, I think, well, I'm just saying in the context of like this
quite the
guy
assumption.
killing for the chorus to sing him into heaven.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying he should have been killed. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying,
but
I
medication,
think that's
have we tried medication?
I know. I'm spitballing on the rationale.
Right.
Can he afford it?
Yeah.
We're in late stage capitalism now.
Maybe
what stage of capitalism are they in?
Yeah. What we're actually seeing, and this is my argument, is the consequences of non-universal health care. Because if that man had been able to
help.
afford his medication, perhaps he would not need a chorus to sing him into heaven. And that is on God. That is on universal healthcare. Now that I've gotten on some government list for saying that you shouldn't talk to the cops and that universal healthcare should be a thing.
This was a really good episode. We haven't talked about Lanier and Londo. Well, we have. We talked about Londo's dick. We haven't talked about Lanier at all, though.
I know.
His karate chopping moves?
Yes, he's a stealth badass. He's just like suddenly...
You know,
fucking monk.
You know what?
He's a fucking D&D monk.
You know what's so funny? Is before he cast that first punch or kick or whatever he did first, I was like, I bet he's good at this.
He's gonna
I just
stomp
knew.
all over him.
I just got the vibe. I was like, oh, we're safe. I was not any who I had no concerns about the two of their safety at all. I was like, oh, Lanier, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Actually.
And he looks in better shape than Londo.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of on the guy's side for beating him up because if he whipped it out at the poker table,
I wouldn't be cool with that either.
I kind of get it.
I would be very
He
upset.
kind of like, listen, I'm again anti-violence, but I'm like, he did whip it out at the poker
Cheating
table.
or not, you shouldn't whip it out at the
You
table.
should not whip it out at the table.
Unless everybody's already said
You
they're
should not
cool
whip
with
it out non-consensually.
No.
I don't care whether you have a tentacle or a penis or what. Like, we're keeping our bits to ourselves. A dicticle.
Yeah.
We got to keep our bits to ourselves.
But
and I've always said that.
We go back to Lanier, not going back to the penis. Bill Mooney, as we said, June Lockhart played his mom in Lost in Space, and Bill Mooney apparently kept asking JMS, like, she's on set. Can we please have a scene together? Can we please have a scene together? And JMS was like, it doesn't work with the script, and I don't want to do stunt casting. Like, if it fit, he would have done it, but otherwise, it would be the only thing anybody talked about in the episode.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel the presence of her there. Like, even though it didn't fit the script, I feel like because his mom was on set when he was going to a strip club, it worked for me. I got the whole vibe. I would also like to say, not happy birthday, I'm 3 months late, but June Lockhart turned 100 this past summer.
Yeah.
And that is
amazing.
That is
amazing. Could you
we are
imagine?
running very low on our a strategic reserve of very nice white old ladies. We lost several of them, so I need her to be well for a while.
I
true. Think being named June is useful. We have June Lockhart. We have June Squibb, who's 95 this year, going to be 96 very shortly.
June's a great name. It's a great name.
June Squibb was on the show that Ian and I worked on together.
Nice.
Yeah,
I loved her in Nebraska.
She's great in everything. She's so fun.
It's a good name. It's a good name. That one, I think that's making a comeback. Like, that's a big one now.
95-year-old ladies and babies. Yep. That's the way.
No, literally.
That's the cycle.
What was so funny about being a teacher a few years ago is that the kids' names
75
were either like
Ainsleys.
Yeah, we're either like Ainsley and like Fox, or like
shout out to
or
all
like
the
Iris and like Luella. And I was like, what are we doing, millennials? Like, what is our vibe? Because it's either Blaze or Harold.
Or
it's an 85-year-old. Yeah, it's an 85-year-old or a noun.
Yeah.
I blame the internet.
Is there anything else that we didn't touch on already?
I don't think so. I don't have anything else.
This is a good
Lanier is
Zopolo.
amazing, and I love Lanier.
Yes. Lanier is incredible. I love the Lanier plot. Just a hint of Talia. Just enough. Mm-hmm. Just enough. Again, I'm like, that didn't have anything to do with the rest of that plot from a plot perspective.
Right.
It was cool and it was relevant thematically, but she went away after she had done her bit. So that was almost like a subplot of the subplot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This was a nice marrying of the subplots, though. Like we've talked about how in the past the subplots didn't seem to have anything to do with each other. And this was a nice...
like even if they hadn't dovetailed at the end, they still mirrored each other in a really good way.
Yeah. No, it was really, really strong.
Yeah, that was a well-written episode. Penis and all.
Penis and all. It was.
The fever served him well. Anybody else have I just wanted to talk about Lanier, but anybody else have any other things they want to talk about before we send y'all?
Jen, do you write when you're sick? I never do. That's like a foreign you do?
I was writing. Yeah, I was writing up until 25 minutes before I gave birth, and I was writing again an hour and a half later.
Were you on a like some kind of assignment though? Like to me, that makes sense.
I was on a deadline, and Kyle came
Well,
early.
Okay. When you don't have a deadline though.
Oh.
When you don't like, if you have a deadline, like you write, you write until I wrote until like 3 a.m. one time.
Yeah.
I've written like, of course, like you write if you're on your deathbed, if you're on a deadline, but like that's why it's called a deadline.
Deadline, yeah.
Yeah, when you're writing even if you're dead, but like,
yeah, I do though. But that's because I'm a parent who, if I'm sick, I actually get my own space and time, and other people
some of us have children,
and I'm like, oh my god, I can actually just like write. I can just write, and no one's going to need anything from me for the next 4 hours because no one wants to be around me because I'm disgusting. In fact, when I had COVID, last time I had COVID, and I came home and I was quarantined in the bedroom, and everybody else was like, out in the rest of the house. It was such a fucking dream. It was amazing. It was great. And I just wrote and I read.
No, yeah.
This is how I feel like parenting might not be for me. And I like go back and forth. It's like every now and then I'm like, like a little friend. Like that'd be so cool. Like a little tiny friend.
My kids were
oh my God. So cute. I like introducing a child to the coolness of being alive.
Introducing
like how cool.
a child to Babble On 5.
Yeah. Like how cool is that? Like a little friend who will watch Babble On 5 with you.
Introducing a child to Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, to like the world. So cool. I'm like, that sounds really great. And then you hear, oh man, last time I had COVID. It was
okay, no, but last time we had COVID, it was the same thing.
That's because we're so fucking busy.
Yeah,
dude.
so it's not a difference. It's not going to change. Last time.
No, but
COVID,
it could get worse. Apparently,
I locked myself in here in this room. I shut everything up, and I was just like, well. Gonna watch all the Best Picture nominees and play Paper Mario, I guess.
Exactly.
And it was so cute because Gus and I, we couldn't be in the same room because I didn't know if I had COVID or not. And so I didn't end up having it. But then we had walkie-talkies, which we got years ago because we were road tripping in 2 different cars. Like when we moved to California, we had walkie-talkies. So he had one walkie-talkie and I had the other walkie-talkie. And then we'd just walkie-talkie back and forth. We'd start the movie at the same time and the walkie-talkie back and forth about the movie. We'd be like, oh man, great shot. Like
really good way to watch Past Lives. By the way, watch Past Lives if you haven't watched Past Lives.
All right.
So Gus and Allie, that's your A24 pitch, and just like put like a home invasion into it.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Look at them, they're both like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Just goes gears.
Okay. Well,
Jenny, don't put this in.
All right. And on that note, go away so we can talk about
have fun talking about
Tentacles. We're gonna go feed the dog. Bye.
Ah, my friends! You have reached the most dangerous part of our journey, the Grey Council. Here we speak of things that must not be spoken. Secrets, betrayals, spoilers. If you are not ready, turn back now. But if you dare to proceed, I promise you it will be magnificent. Oh, Mr. Garibaldi!
So, Grey Council thoughts. Anybody want to dive in? I want to dive in.
Please take the wheel.
I'll take the wheel. The first thing, it's the tiniest thing, but talking about the tentacles going into the back, and it made Gus freak out because he didn't like the way the dead spiders they curled up. I was like, oh, he's gonna hate the shadow ships because that's how they die. They die like a dead spider. It's so gross every single time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay, wait. What? I can't believe I didn't write that in the line, but there was some line about shadow.
Oh, in this episode,
the bad guy.
Yeah.
He tells her something might jump out of the shadows and get you.
Oh,
yes, that was it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't think that's an entirely just coincidental use of that word.
I mean, probably not.
I mean, it doesn't lead to anything specifically, but I was just like, yeah, anybody who's this bad of a serial killer has clearly been like heavily influenced by the shadows, even if not like obviously so. Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. I mean, this is what we're channeling with this guy.
Yep.
I'm also getting young Tom Hardy from him, which is strange.
Yeah.
But shadows, themes of the season. Oh, Gus with the death of personality stuff.
Yes, that's what I was going to
And
talk about
implants.
too.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to bring it up because so I've done my homework. I've seen the previous episodes. This is to the viewers as well. And so when they were talking about chrysalis, they were like, Jeff is a chrysalis. And then they're like,
Yeah.
that's his Manchurian candidate activation word. And I wanted to be like, well, you guys didn't have that. And then I was like, that's too close to Portalia.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't, Jenny, you might know if this is like, is there extra canon somewhere or lore that has to do with like the Psi Corps and them sort of insinuating themselves into the judicial system? I know that like there's headlines in the back and stuff like they're supporting the vice president and all that kind of jazz moraz, but like how close is death of a personality like a Psi Corps thing? Because it feels very Psi Corps-y.
It must be. To be honest, I know that there is extra canon stuff. Like there's literally the Telepath trilogy. I have been trying to get my hands on it for a little while now because I've only read one of the novels that is officially canon. That's basically what did Jeff do during those 3 years that he was not on screen, and so that's the only one I've read. So I cannot say what. I don't remember if they talk about it. I do know, like, we do see later on in the show that and they say it, I think they even say it specifically, that the Psi Corps eventually, I mean, because they can read people's minds. They're the ultimate blackmailers. So they were, you put them near, it's even, they talk about this in Serenity and Firefly. You put telepaths around people in power and suddenly the telepaths have the power because they know all of your secrets. So
Yeah, unless you're Byron and his crew. I'm pretty late into season 5.
Oh God.
At this point, I've just gotten over that hump. And every time Allie is like, I love telepaths. I love a telepath episode. I'm just sort of like, oh, just just strap in. They're really great up until
the
a
first
point.
half of season 5 is rough.
It is, but there's still like I just saw the episode where Bester brings his little protege in. And
I
it's
love
really
that
creepy.
episode. I love that one.
It's a great one. And the fact that, and I don't think this is in any of the other episodes leading up to it, but they talk about how they have an armada of ships in hyperspace. And it's like, they're up to shit. Like
they are. They're up to secret shit. And like I can't remember when in the show, but Bester reveals, and he says it, and nobody knew this until Bester says it, that the telepath's abilities are amplified in hyperspace. So it makes sense that would be where they're hiding. And like, I think it, Sheridan's like, oh, we didn't know that. He's like, yeah, we don't tell people that. Like they keep as much of their powers hidden as they can. So, but yeah, watching it this time around, I couldn't help but notice, like, there's where we're talking about brain wipes, and this is definitely foreshadowing that. Like, Gus was right, and I did try to kind of steer him away from that, but this episode is definitely foreshadowing that you can implant a personality. There's a scene in this episode where she's like doing the scan on Mueller, and the camera really focuses in on Talia, and I'm just like, oh, this is what's going to happen to you, like, or has already happened to you, I guess.
Right.
It's such a sucky plot line. I 100% agree that if the reboot happens, like, we need to find another way. But even, and I can't tell if this is a 90s thing, like 90s cinematography, or if we're just doing like lipstick lesbian kind of stuff. But like the shot where we see her, and it's very rare that we see like an intimate moment with her in like her own kind of space. I think maybe later on we get a few with like Ivanova. But it might be Ivanova's apartment. But like
It's
when you
usually Ivanova's
open the drawer and she has that little box, it gives me like 90s erotic thriller, the queer person's gonna get you vibes, like what is it, the Bruce Willis one, Color of Night, like that kind of vibe, the way it's shot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wow, you just unlocked a memory I haven't thought about in a while. But yes, it does. You're right. Oh wow.
And so maybe did they know? Have we already established this? Like is she's not leaving yet? This might lead into the bigger question that I have about this episode.
Right.
Okay, which is?
I did some research today, and it like unlocked a memory for me, which is, again, I grew up watching this after my parents taped it. So they would watch it on like a weeknight, whenever the hell it came on. They would tape it. Probably they were screening them for my sister and I, or maybe they were just having date night, and then like we'd
Right.
watch it after, as a family during the next dinner.
Mhm.
But this episode was the season finale. And I almost wanted to make a bit out of it with the two of them.
You are correct, but that I will talk about it in the next one because it was
Okay.
weird.
I didn't want to
remember
like steal your thunder, so I wasn't sure what to do about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. I guess we could tell them in the Zocalo, because this technically isn't the season finale. The next episode is the season finale, but for some reason they held over the season finale, so it aired like a week before the season 2 premiere.
Yes, like as
so
if it was an
weird.
episode, and it was so because 2 months of none of this.
Yeah.
Ian reminded me of that this morning, which I had completely forgotten. And that was this sort of like, because then they would because the summer would go on and they would play all the reruns all summer. And you were like, wait, did I miss something? And then
I know.
Wait. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reason why, and I guess we'll talk about this in the Zocalo next time, but it's because this show was a late start. So the season finale would have been in August. And they were like, no, you can't have a season finale in August. Like, that's very low viewership. So you got to hold off on the season finale. That's why. So yeah, this episode, if you were watching it live, would have felt like the season finale, because then there was a big wait.
Well, it doesn't feel like a season finale, but it just was part of the weird watching of Babylon 5, where you were like, wait, so there's no more? Or like, do we, like, when does it come back? It was such a strange viewing experience. And I think in the last episode, you two talked about, when you were together, about like how to talk about like Jeff going away. Yeah. And I agree. Like, you felt like, oh man, this is the smartest, like grandest plan ever. Like, wow, like it is like like Jenn said, like a Ned Stark kind of thing, where it felt like it. And then to find out what really happened afterwards. But then like to watch what is the season finale, and then the next week have the first episode of season 2, very strange. It can't be that made it even weirder, because like he did go away, and I'm a little kid. They look identical to a little kid, basically. So you're sort of like, is it the same person? Am I like
Sharon and
white guy?
their names both start with an S.
Yeah.
Where like if someone shows it to you as a little kid and you're like, oh, that's the sequel to Wizard of Oz. And you're like, is that Dorothy? It doesn't look like Judy Garland.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how they react to that when we get there. But also, yeah, I mean, because Allie and I were talking about like cliffhangers versus hooks, and like ending a season on that thing that Who Got JR and waiting, so people will come back after the summer. And yeah, because this was a mid-season show, came in mid-season, it was off cycle from the beginning, made it sort of weird and hard to like, where does it fit in the rest of the of the schedule? But also, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, they're going to bring up, I mean, Allie, you guys are going to talk about the trapdoors and like where all of that stuff, how all of that stuff came to play. But I had forgotten. I knew that this was supposed to be the season finale because we talked about it yesterday, Ian. But when it didn't even occur to me until I think Gus said it, that Jeff hadn't been in the episode at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was like,
I think he was in both the open and the button.
He was in the open, right? I think he was in
barely. I can't remember. Like, it's not. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's barely in it. And I was like, which I think was in part because he was not doing well?
I know, like, things that I know, just having been in the fandom for a while, I know at a certain point they were like having him film earlier in the day and having him film alone a lot. So he wasn't like on set with other people.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, he's very he's in the next episode a fair bit. So
yeah. But that was an interesting aspect. I'm going to throw this out now because I won't bring it up later, and then the next one we'll have to be talking about next times. But I just have to throw this in the Zocalo because I can't throw it in Grey Council. I've told both of you this already though, but I rewatched the original Tron during the week because we're prepping for the new Tron, and was watching it, and I like it, as it started, and it was. I always think of Tron as a Jeff Bridges movie, and I was like, "There's Jeff Bridges, la la la," and then I was like, even before he came on screen, I was like, "Wait a minute, Bruce Boxleitner's in this movie. And I was like all excited because I was like, oh, it'll be my prep before we start season 2 of like seeing some Bruce Boxleitner on screen. And it's 12 years before the show. And then I was such a fan of him by the time I was watching Babylon 5. I was already a huge fan of his. And then there's rando guy who shows up at the beginning of the movie. I was like, that guy looks really familiar. That guy looks really familiar. And I literally yelled out loud and took everyone out of the movie as we were trying to watch it. I was like, that's Peter Jurassic! I was like, yes. And there's Londo. There's Londo. I was so excited, and I clapped a little bit too. I got very excited. So I was like, it's Londo and Sheridan hanging out together. But I can't say that in Grey Council yet because they don't know who I'm talking about.
No, they do not know about the Bruce Boxleitner.
No. They would have appreciated me saying that Londo was there, but
Yes.
Yeah, blow their mind, plant some seeds. But Londo's in
Tron. Should put out the first Tron. Oh, I might do that. I may have to do that.
Yeah. Tease them with that.
Speaking of Londo, great Londo episode. Interesting, given his previous scene with Garibaldi with the kiss on the head. Where now we're just like full ladies' man Londo again. Like we're he's kind of skeezy. He's bringing like a buoyancy to it that makes it a little less what it is, but like
he is still very likable in this episode.
Yep. What I will say is, I think in the next episode we see some stuff that parallels with Jakar, and it's just a really lovely kind of like they're not too different.
Yeah. Well, the next episode is the beginning of his descent, really, and it's. Like I find it like voice in the Wilderness is his like hero moment, and then this episode is more just jovial Londo, and then they basically were laying it on thick towards the end of the season. You like him so much, and then it's
even up to the end of this episode where he says to Lanier, if there's anything I can do for you, thank you for taking the fall from me. And and Lanier's like very sincere thing of like, I was taught that it is, one of the highest things is just help someone save face. And it's really beautiful and heartbreaking. Yeah.
And all of that comes back. Like there's a moment later on in a future episode where they're like, oh, Minbari don't lie. And Londo's like, what do you mean they don't lie? Of course they do. Lanier lied for me. Like that actually is a plot point in a future episode.
Wow. Yeah.
Deep in season 5, we're doing the storyline where Londo's being isolated from everybody. And it's just like another shout out to Peter Jurassic. Like there's a shot where he's like left alone in a hallway, just kind of holding a bag basically. And he looks so isolated and alone. And it's so, I mean, he literally is, but I just mean like his body posture, everything like, and the way it's shot, like just compared again to like where we are in season 1, where he's like, come on down to the strip club. It's great. Like just a beautiful character arc.
It was a discussion in my Discord recently about, the creepy shadow gene, whatever, Mortyn, basically the genie. He grants wishes. He grants 3 wishes, literally to 3 different characters, and they all come true. Every single one of the wishes that he grants comes true. Lanier gets to do his little Londo, the very first thing he says is, I want to be left alone. And he is left alone at the end. And Jakar's wishes for the destruction of Centauri. And like every single one of their wishes come true. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is why Mortyn is quality husband material. He gets the job done.
he gets the job done. Nice. Oh my god!
There's a head joke in there too, but we'll keep it
with the penises and all the head. Oh yeah, okay. Other things I think we had to talk about, just because this is Grey Council, we're supposed to talk foreshadowing. The machine, the machine saves Garibaldi's life, and it saves Ivanova later.
Of course.
Other things.
Poor Marcus.
Poor Marcus.
Who saves Garibaldi? Is it Lanier?
No, Sheridan.
Sheridan plugs himself in to save Garibaldi?
Yeah, because the doctor's going to do it.
Yeah, the doctor's going to do it. And Sheridan's like, no, you can't do it. Because what if there's a problem? You're the doctor. Like, we need the doctor to be able to stop it and fix me if something goes wrong. Like, that's...
Mm-hmm.
So Sheridan does it.
Other foreshadowing things in this episode. Oh, another episode that a big one that comes up. With the death of personality. What's the episode called? Where the other guy has his personality wiped.
Is it with the priests?
Yes, with the priests.
Priests?
Yeah, it's a good episode. There'll be a lot to talk about in that one because that episode almost didn't happen because somebody submitted, like, basically told JMS an idea for a story involving a criminal and JMS was like, I already had that idea. Fuck. We have to go through all of this to prove that I had the idea first, so you don't sue me. And the episode almost didn't get made, which would have been a shame because it's a really good episode.
Yeah. I've heard you too. That is such a tough, even in art, if someone is like, why don't you try making that blue? And you're like, fuck you. I would have gotten to blue in time. Just
yes.
chill.
The ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes, like, I remember a producer at one point had been like, why don't you just make everything in felt? And I was like, immediately my gut reaction was like, well, we can't make it in felt. We have to make it in paper. And it was because, like, they were like, felt.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, you need that to come from yourself, or you have to be in such a safe place. And very rarely is any paid for creative field a safe place.
Right.
To feel open enough to do that kind of stuff. And hat tip to Jenn for creating very safe spaces.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
I'm trying to think if there's any other full spoiler stuff to talk about in this. I can't think of anything. Ian, Jenn, any other things to talk about that, like, the shadow predicts or foreshadows?
No.
I thought of one more.
Oh, yeah, okay, what?
Oh.
Stims.
You do yours. I've got some little bits.
Okay, cool. Stims.
that's
the doctor.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Then you go for it.
But just Dr. Steve and his stim addiction, and this is foreshadowing that.
I should have probably brought that up in the pilot, but the first doctor also was on stims, so that was probably going to be a storyline for that whoever was the doctor.
Yeah, it just carries through.
Is there else?
You know what? Gus caught into that though. That when they were talking about that, Gus was like, wait a minute, this is really serious. I should stop making jokes. And he stepped back while they were having that conversation.
That conversation about stims.
Which means that Gus is clued into it and he's going to figure it out. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
June Lockhart, she's wonderful. Like you said, she's 100. It's incredible. Dated younger men, rock and roll. She went to go see Hair, picked up a guy that she saw acting in it.
Love
defended gays on television when other people wouldn't. She seems great.
Just a queen. Like I said, our strategic reserve of older white ladies. We need to keep them safe and protect them at all costs.
Yes.
So, yes.
She took Bill Mummy to Whiskey A Go-Go.
Really?
She did?
During Lost in Space. That was her, like, she'd take the young cast, be like, this is rock and roll, just so you know.
And then he turned into a musician. He, like, became a rock star himself.
He must have stories.
Story does.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? We could go on to the season finale, which you all watching have to wait a week for. This gives me time to edit the videos.
Please enjoy.
Yes. But yeah, you can always check out the reaction, which is linked somewhere. You can get our unedited reaction on Patreon. So I'm so afraid of saying it wrong because somebody one time I said uncut. And then in Discord, somebody was like, "Oh yes, Jenny, welcoming everybody to Patreon for the full uncircumcised version of."
Sounds wonderful.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, there
we
you go.
Just saw it. We saw it in this episode, so there we go.
Did. So
yes,
perfectly fine. So yeah, you can come for the uncut version on our Patreon, and like, subscribe, and do all the things. Bye.
Bye.
Babble On.